live on here. Uh, you you have to understand a boy is what? Ah, okay. We're all live now. Um, I'm present with me as students 15, 22. Why you look 15 also? 15, 22 med student and a parent here who is a pharmacist. Okay. All right. So today's talk about how to become bulletproof with Buddhism and psychology. What study what needs to be studied is part of my program. So since we have all ladies in front of me, I want to talk about boys because we all have had them, right? Okay, we all have had them, and they're cute and they're little things about them, right? This is in regards to dating. Okay, so don't get weirded out, people who are watching. Eventually, things happen. I'm sure you all have had talking with a boy. You could be talking with a boy, talking to a boy, or had a boyfriend before, and you already know the game they play and the game that you play, the attention-seeking game. Yeah. Okay. So boys can play games and girls can play games. We know the both sides of the table. I was in love 7 times before I became a monk. Okay, people think I'm like this holy being. I'm like, I'm getting there, but I've had my fun, so I know. I'm 37. I didn't play with Barbie dolls and stuff. I had to experience life. Buddha wants you to experience life. So when the boys manipulate you and tell you you're pretty and you're the most special you've ever seen, they've ever seen, and blah 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 blah, and then you fall for them. Yeah, and then they will get what they want, and then you will get what you want, and then the breakup, and then you feel hurt and pain. Some people take their life because of that breakup because they think he was the love of my life. I will never find another one like him. He was so good to me. He was good to me. He was good for me. No, that's what you think. That wasn't the case. But yeah, you all know girls have committed suicide over boys. We know that. It's prone to happen. Just don't be like them. So, what does CBT do? Ah, when you text them and they don't text back, what do you think? What's happening? That's nice of you. That's nice of you. And what else? Bam! He out there talking to other females. Oh no, I lost two buttons. Y'all better not see this on TV. Wow, this is really cheaply made. All right. Right. They could be cheating. They're ignoring you. They're with their guy friends. They're hanging out. Or whatever. They're ignoring you. Okay. So what does your mind do? What else? Right. Scared, mad, angry, sad. And you're like pissed. You look like this, and you can't wait for them to come back because when they come back through that door, you start giving them a stink eye, and then he sits, and you're like, and then he's like, "Can you give me some water?" And you're like, "Oh, excuse me." And there he goes. And here comes the argument, right? Uh, it always starts like that. It typically does. People get irritated. We're emotionally based. We are slaves to our emotions. Remember that always. So if you're not mindful of your emotions, then it carries you away, makes you angry. We are slaves to our emotions. Chúng ta lệ thuộc với lại cảm xúc của mình. So what did the Buddha taught? The Buddha says, ngồi thiền về sự cảm xúc. We call that Vedana. 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 Vedana is one of four foundations of mindfulness. So, like, what did the Buddha wanted us to do? Sit there and do what? I'm enjoying my breath. What do you want me to do, Buddha? Oh, I have an unpleasant feeling. Now, that unpleasant feeling could be your back, neck, shoulder. That unpleasant feeling could be the butterfly in your stomach because you got a boyfriend right now. And then you're like, mm. It's not settling right now. So now the Buddha makes you aware of this pleasant, unpleasant, neutral feeling. Every day you will have that, either pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. Ah, when I went upstairs, yours was obviously unpleasant, visibly unpleasant. And then, when you wake up, some people wake up pissed. Natural. Resting beep face. You all know what that means, right? It's just like, okay, Karen, what I ever do to you? So, but by meditating more on it, you bring it up to the surface, you're more aware of it, and you're aware. When you're aware of something, it has less power over you. When Justin and Lindsay run around and they play, and if I shut off that light, what do you think they're gonna do in this room when I shut off lights and they start playing the way that they do? You've watched them play. You know how they play. They run like terrorists in this house, right? So they would run like terrorists down here. Combo, tear up that little. No, but then what happened when you like flip up the light? What did both of them will do as they're playing? You flip on the light. Just imagine. Mm. And they will look at who? Ah. So that's what meditation does. Meditation is flipping on that light when your emotions rampant. So your emotions all over the place, especially when you're on your you know what day, that time of the month, and you got so many mixed feelings and ooh. But when you practice meditation, it makes you become more solid, more aware, and you have control over your emotion instead of the other way around. Instead of your emotion taking control of you. And then you lose the battle. That's why you cry. You cry because you lose the battle because it got out of hand. It got out of hand. CBT teaches you not to blow things out of proportion and not to jump to conclusions without evidence. Why did I give you the text message example? Because you were jumping to conclusion without. He may be cheating. What evidence do you have? He's cheating. He could be fishing and leaving the phone there, right? He could be playing soccer and his phone is dead. But we do that. Everything I tell you, just notice how that could happen infrequently in a week, and how much that you're feeling take a hold of you. And then the second thing is blowing things out of proportion. You did that up there. You blew it out of proportion in your mind. So you were like literally freaking out in your mind. you know, you know what I mean? But we all of us did that. I used to have panic attacks when me and Christina dated. Get my ex, this white girl, I fell in love with when I was 18. I had to call 911. The paramedics came and they had to do all that thing, vital signs, oxygen level, and they're like, "You're fine." And I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm fine." She left me, and they're like, "You're having a panic attack." And then they kicked me out of the bus, and then they left. And I was like, "What? Oh, okay." So dramatic. Right? The panic attack is so dramatic, right? Because I blew it out of proportion. It was something this big that became this small that became this big, right? So believe me, I'm teaching you all to be bulletproof girls. So no matter what boys say to you, good things or bad things, rolls right off your sleeve. Oh, you're a beep. And it's like, no, that's not really true because I know me. I know me more than you know me, right? So it doesn't really have a power. But now that could have some truth to it. If someone call you whatever word, I mean, just everyone knows the B word just because it's all over online too. And it can be hard hearing that. But if you are in fact that word, then you can change. My professor said that if someone's not nice to you, you reply back, "Tell me more." If they say you're dumb, whatever, tell me more. That's where you can get information to change. But if you fire back, "Oh, you're a B." Well, you are a beeping, 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 beep. You get nowhere. You create enemies. and you can't sleep well at night because you're gonna have to show up to school and see them again. But Buddhism teaches you how to live a moral and ethical life so that you have less problems, less drama, and when you know the truth about who you are, your weaknesses. Okay, we're all live now. You know the truth about who you are. Um, sorry, social media, S- spirituality. Vietnamese Tamlin means you know who you are, and you're okay with who you are, and you accept who you are. You don't need a boy to tell you you're pretty because you already know you're pretty, right? Inside out, outside in. It is what it is. God made me this way. I love who I am. I don't need no makeup. I don't need no nothing. I don't need no none of y'all. Okay. So then you're not easily pushed around. In your life, pay attention to the girls that fall for it, fall for the sweet talk. It's like it's like the wind blows and they just go with the wind. It's just like, wow, you have no anchor. Không có rễ. All of you guys are trees. What happened when a hurricane comes to what happened to the trees? Blown away. Right? Buddhism and CBT teaches you how to develop roots into the ground, deep. When the roots are deep into the ground, what happened when the wind comes? What happened to the tree? They have a better chance. That's you. That has to be you. That has to be you in this house. That has to be you when you're out of the house. Your parents need to feel safe that no boy's going to take advantage of you. Because you already know who you are. You know, Sue is online monk, so I get it all. I get haters, I get lovers, haters, you name it. They throw sticks and stone, they make whatever. I don't care what they say, you know. And I know me. I know how I live my life. People can say like, "Oh well, um, we saw him with a girlfriend." Where? I hope you have a video because I'm pretty. I look like I'm dressed for a date, right? You know what I mean? Mm. So that this prompts you to go into Buddhism because it's so much benefit and it makes you bulletproof, powerful, powerful women. It makes you powerful. It makes you unstoppable. It makes you strong, woman. Because a woman is more emotional than a man. A man is dumb. They don't. They don't think. You know, like a house on fire, they run in, and you're like, great, okay, Tom. And a girl's like, I don't think that's a good idea. The big difference between boy and girl, woman and man. Okay. But so that's all I'm trying to do here with you guys. But I know that this will help you with schoolwork because you're gonna do that. You're gonna blow things out of proportion and you're gonna jump to conclusion without evidence. Oh my god, what if I don't get that GPA? It's not the end of the world. You know, what if I don't pass this class? You can get it incomplete or you can there's options. There's academic options. Read the rules so you know how to break them effectively. Know the name of the game. Okay, right? You know, people don't know. That's why they like freak out over tests and stuff like that, and their teachers and their professors. So, but I hope that you all reflect on the the teachings that I'm giving you all. It's very valuable. Not a lot of people get to hear this. Right now, at the time of this talk, yeah, I mean, there's so many girls crying over boys right now. Broke up with me the other day. And then a bunch of boys crying right now. Oh, I feel responsible. Well, you probably did. You probably are. I get a lot of that. I get a lot of that. And in my mind, I counsel them, but I wished that they jumped into this earlier, because that hurt can last months. Imagine not being not when you're sad, you lose what? You lose what? When you're sad, what happened to your tongue? one or two things can happen. You can either snack a lot or lose your appetite. Right? When you're sad, you don't want to eat, you don't want to do anything, you just want to lay in bed, right? Now, when a breakup occurs, you can have that pain for months, the psychological pain. That's why we have therapy. People go with therapy, it's a big waste of time and money. Um, and imagine not, losing your taste buds for like all that time and not being able to enjoy pho, bún riêu, bún bò, steak, family gatherings, everyone's having a good time, but you not because you have Mara in your head about what happened. You have Mara in your head because how did it happen? Why did it happen? When you have a breakup, two things will always recycle in your mind. How did it happen? Why did it happen? Let's just keep recycling. And it can cycle for years. Mm. So understanding the mind, that's all Buddhism is. The Buddha just want you to understand this. Once you understand this, do your thing. Um, that, that you hacked life. Understand this, you hack everything else. But not understanding this, then you're lost. Easily sad, easily anxious, easily depressed. Mhm. But in your case, you're 15, so your brain is still developing until you're 25. You too. So both of you guys under 25. Research says if you're under 25, you are schizophrenic. Just so many chemical changes in your mind and feelings and hormones, and you're like, oh my God, what's happening today? I don't know what's happening right now. The gaming industry knows that. So they're like, let's make them happy by uh, create something on a screen that you see, and then it will light up certain receptors, happy chemicals, hormones and receptors, good feelings. Uh, and that's why we get addicted. Addicted is that they have hacked your mind to like something. Now, when you chew this, what kind of noise does it make? These scientists with PhDs, they know that crunch and it's satisfying. They hacked you. That's why you keep on buying more. Did you know that? The whole science behind food addiction? Yeah, they hacked you. Why would you let them hack you? It is the Buddha that taught you the antidote to that. The Buddha says that number one, you need to watch your weight, right? Need to watch this, need to watch that. The Buddha taught that take care of your body. It is your vehicle for enlightenment from point A to point B. The Buddha taught that you're wasting your time, especially eating, and you're not, you're eating for fun, not because of your tummy. But you can see how easily the world hacks your mind. TikTok hacks your mind. Addiction hacks your mind. Game hacks your mind. What could you be doing with all that money that was sent to the developers by now? Think about it. How much? What could you be doing with that money right now? What could you buy that could last instead of the games? Oh, thank you, Shane. Shane says dopamine, serotonin. I was gonna say oxytocin, but oxytocin is the one that you hug people and it releases that. That's the huggy one. Um, so by understanding your mind, when a boy hugs you and you're like, or if you hug them, you need to know that certain chemical is now being released, and you can in fact get addicted to that. So you don't jump into that. Um, they can wait. Any questions so far? Are you sure? That was like an earful. But I just wanted to capture that moment to talk about, you know, Buddhism and CBT. put together. Two of the most important things. It's not an emergency. I'm not 911. Um, uh, two of the most important thing you'll ever study in your life, besides medicine that you're going for, is CBT and Buddhism, Theravada Buddhism. And if you want to prove me wrong and study other things, wait till the depression and anxiety comes. Just wait for it. Who's going to save you? What can the hospital do for you? Tell me. If you went in there for a panic attack or deep depression and anxiety, what can the hospital do? Right. And how long is that going to last? Your mom knows. We got a pharmacist right here. We got a doctor of pharmacy. She got a D behind that farm, right? And if I ask your mom, is there a pill that can cure anxiety? She is shaking her head. That's a serious thing. That's a serious thing. If you think about it, right? Because anxiety could be described as an itch. And imagine if an itch occurred and there's no cure for that itch, and you need hydrocortisone. So how much hydrocortisone are you going to buy and stack up in this house for every time you have an attack? Boxes and boxes and boxes, right? Never ending, and it costs money. It's a $30 book, 400 pages, and if you get through it the right way, you've hacked majority of your mind. Majority of it. I would say you've hacked like 70% of your mind. That gives you a better chance than any other girl out there. You'll be above other girls in regards to knowledge. May not be as athletic, as fit, as pretty, whatever the comparison is. But right up here, you got it. Determined, strong, mm, relentless, and resilient. Resilient. The ability to bounce back up after you have fallen. Bounce back up. All of us have fallen, through academic, through school, but we knew how to bounce back up quickly so that we can carry ourselves through the day. And I've seen a lot of girls and get guys and gals, go through school and have a breakup and like drop out of school. Well, that was me actually. I dropped out to like twice as a senior. I was a 6 year senior instead of four because I didn't read that book. So through it all, at age 22 was when I picked up that book. So I think I graduated at age 20, 20, 20. And then I dated some more. And then by 21, 22, I was tired. I was exhausted. And I can't do this anymore. Something's got to give. Exactly that book sitting right there. So if anyone see people are like, oh, as soon as they find out who I am, they're like, oh, he got a million followers. And it's like, do you want to know how I got here? Right there. Do you want to know what I felt, how I feel, how I fix myself? Right there. That book. I did it with that. I inspired all of you because of that book. I became strong at age 23 because of that. And at age 23, I started my college career. And life just became so much better. Now, had I not read that book and joined Buddhism, do you think I would, for a 37-year-old man sitting here, do you think I look 37 now? Because I step on more roses and less thorns, right? Imagine if I continue my habit, then I would look rough. I would look like one of them people who, drink beer, 12 pack each day. That's pretty rough and expensive. Instead of riding here, driving here, I'd be biking here. Đức gì xích luôn. All right. You sure you have no more questions, huh? All right. I'd like to conclude this talk. And Dancing, no, I persisted. Come and get with it. Yeah, let me make a new goal with a new girl. When I hit you, paint a picture, and I shine like a fixture. We together. Oh my God, it's still singing. That's TikTok for you. What? Gosh, so appropriate. All right. Anyways, thank you all for joining. We had a couple people that was joining. They liked it. That means I said the right thing. Till the next time, folks. I'm Vietnamese, not Thai. And yes, I practice Anapanasati and Vipassana. Both is effective. I'll do a video on it. Take care till the next time, folks. Yeah.